Hey fellas, your commissioner here, coming at you for a little week one of NFL action. First State of the Union, first official State of the Union of the year. Of course, we had the draft recap last week. We're here, baby. Football is only one day away. We've already had some football, some college football this last weekend. Of course, the Hogs won 70-0. Just put belt to ass. Love to see it. Was at the game. It was fun to watch us dominate again, all right? It's been a long time. It reminded me of me playing with these guys whenever college football 25 first came out about a month ago. Maybe not. Maybe I wasn't that good with these guys. But it makes me want to go back and replay some of those seasons with those, just skill guys all over the place. Jaquin Jackson, what a beast. Taylor Green, fast as hell. Maybe not the most accurate guy. We'll figure that out. Satania, Jordan Anthony. Davinian barely even played. Armstrong didn't play, but really good to see us kind of come out there and dominate. UAPB just look overmatched from the get-go. They look like a high school team, honestly. It looked like, honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised. I think that our senior year Bentonville team maybe could have beat UAPB. Maybe. It would have been close. But I think if we were playing at our best and they played the way they played against Arkansas, I feel like we could have beaten them. We're going to talk about the Hogs this year, of course, until inevitably they shit on themselves. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Optimistic. Optimistic commish, right? Early season commish. Happy, life is great. You know what I mean? So really, short week, shorter video, of course, as always, with the week one preview. There's nothing to recap other than, Connor, I'm on the same page as you, buddy. We need to get these games. Speaking of CFB 25, we need to get these games going. We've been stuck in the mud the last 2 weeks. The draft, get it. This week, no real action this week. Nick and I played. Craig and Blaine played. It's just the pace isn't good, right? We got people on bye. Some people haven't played in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, almost a month. Some people haven't played in almost a month because they've been on bye. So hopefully we can get things sped up here. I think Hawk and Rip are supposed to play tonight. I think. Fingers crossed that happens. We guess I'll talk about that a little bit. So of course college football 25, the resurgence, the comeback. We started an online dynasty with about 10 guys. Pretty much everybody in the league is part of the PS5 Elite Gain. Hashtag PS5 Elite Gain. There's a couple who aren't. Josh, Wilson. What do you expect, right? Savoy, right? Duncan hasn't played a game. His last console was a damn Xbox 360, right? You know what I mean? So that's what we're dealing with here. But it's been fun. We picked Mountain West teams. The user versus user games. Early on, we had a couple blowouts. Alex blew me out. Nick blew Alex out. I think maybe a couple others. But they've been extremely competitive games, extremely fun games to watch. If you're not watching, if you're not tuned in, you're missing out on a great 30 to 45 minutes worth of enjoyment. I really feel quite sorry for you, to be honest. So there's Erica, her first appearance. Yep. There she is, looking fly, fresh. It's been really fun. It's been really fun whenever we've been able to play. You got some guys who can't beat the computer. You got some guys who can't beat users. And then you got some guys who just get, no matter what they do, they're just going to win, right? Rip, right? You know what I'm talking about, rip. I'm excited to see. It's going to be, this is going to be a good one, I think, this tonight. I think it's going to be a really good one between Rip and Hawk. I think Craig, he's only undefeated team, should, as this week progresses, should find himself into the auto qualifier for the college football playoff. Whoever wins the Mountain West Conference will be in the college football playoff. So, exciting stuff there. Exciting stuff. So let's go ahead here. We'll get into a recap of the waiver wire pickups that have occurred over the last several days. I wish there was a way where I didn't have to like look at the chat. I could just look at waivers. Is there a way for that to happen? I don't think there is. Sleeper, of course, we moved to Sleeper. I don't think I mentioned that in the draft recap video. Maybe I did briefly, but of course, transitioning from ESPN to Sleeper, transitioning from GroupMe to Discord. I love how much stuff I can do from my phone as a commissioner with Sleeper that I couldn't do with ESPN. But the UI as just a regular member, I find it a little lacking. You know what I mean? I find it a little lacking. ESPN, despite their faults, they definitely had the UI, I think, nailed down pretty well. If I want to look at just the waiver wire pickups in a summary, where do I go? Where is it? I can't find it. It's nowhere, right? It doesn't exist. I don't like that. Right? That makes my job tougher every week whenever I'm doing this. So, it makes them, giveth and taketh, right? You're never going to have a Goldilocks, right? That just doesn't exist. That's fairy tale shit. That's not reality. So going all the way back, right? We'll just start. We'll run through all these just really quick. JD picked up Brandon Cooks. Blaine picked up Khalil Herbert. Ford dropped, oh my God, it's Kendrick Bourne for Hunter Henry. Wilson picked up DeMarcus Robinson. Beat out Savoy for one. Savoy, got to get your guy. DeMarcus Robinson won in some games last year. I picked up Pierre Strong, dropped T-Law. Savoy picked up Jordan Mason, dropped Troy Franklin, wasted pick. Maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's this year's Puka, Stranger things, right? And then we started getting into a little bit more. We had our first trade, right? Our first trade between Savoy and Duncan. Come on now, stop that. Other than the draft pick trading, of course. Duncan sent Isaiah Pacheco, Adam Thielen, and 5 fab to Savoy for Calvin Ridley, Tyler Algier, and Zach Moss. Just, all right, cool. That's kind of most of the trades that happen, I feel like, in this league, especially with Savoy. His trades are always just kind of like, okay, I feel like your team didn't really gain or lose anything with this trade. So a couple other pickups. Blaine snagged Tank Bigsby. Already dropped Khalil Herbert. Savoy picked up Yosivas, Andre Yosivas, in anticipation of maybe Jamar holding out. Jamar's back in practice today, probably okay. Plunk picked up Keaton Mitchell. Probably won't play most of the year, to be honest. Dropped Gabe Davis, Crystal Ball Kamish, Big Brain Kamish. And then today, probably the biggest waiver wire run of the season. Rip picked up Veli, Devon Veli, 26-year-old rookie. 26, get a job. What are you doing? Ready for game action? Who is this guy? Surprise star? I've never heard of him. Well, maybe he'll be good. I don't know. Plunk picked up Samaje Perine. Wilson was in on him as well. Wilson did get Kenny Gainwell as his consolation prize, dropping Vidal. And then your old commish got Taysom Hill. The Taysom Hill rule, right? Leave it to the commish. If anybody else in the league had picked up Taysom Hill, Nick would have kept his pretty little mouth shut. All right, he wouldn't have said a damn thing to anybody. But since it was me, since I so vehemently opposed his acquisition of Taysom Hill several years ago, whenever Taysom Hill was on the depth chart, the backup quarterback. He was the starting quarterback for several games, but yet for some reason ESPN has him listed as a tight end when he's not listed as a tight end anywhere else officially, right? This is not that situation, okay? There's 3 other quarterbacks listed on the depth chart now. Taysom Hill is listed as a backup tight end, okay? Now, will Taysom take snaps directly from the center? Yes. Does that make him a quarterback? I do not think so. Is Darren McFadden a quarterback? Whenever he was running the Wild Hog back in the prime days of the Houston Nutt era. I don't think he was. I believe he was listed as running back. All right. Maybe if he was a quarterback, he would have won the Heisman. All right. He didn't. Clearly not a quarterback. Right. So compromise. It is in the Constitution. Listen, the timing. It's up to me. Whenever the timing wants to be, Blaine can disagree about the timing. Wants to see if this one game could be an anomaly. He could take this guy has thrown the ball less than 40 times. All right, he's thrown the ball less than 40 times the last 2 seasons. Okay, you go back 2 seasons prior to that, he'd thrown the ball over close to around 150. He's 150 times per season, the 2 seasons prior to the last 2 seasons. All right, if you're keeping track at home. So, we agreed as a council. I didn't have to do this. I was a nice guy, but no quarterback, no running back, no wide receiver, no tight end. Taysom Hill can only be played in your flex. Inevitably, whenever I drop this guy after he does nothing, probably for me for the first couple weeks of the season, and I cut him for somebody else, probably even after this week, to be honest, somebody else will pick him up, Wilson, is going to be a flex only. Flex only, that's the fairest way. He's truly a weapon. He is positionless. So that's that. No harm, no foul, right? Done. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into a preview of Week 1's matchups. The game of the week. What should be the game of the week? That's a good one. Before I get into this, I can't believe I was taking some fucking lip from a guy who doesn't even have an avatar, let alone a damn real team name. Please look at this. Focus in. Focus in, camera. Focus in right there. Come on. Give it to me. Focus. Focus. You're shitting me. Look at this. It's right here, right in front of your face. Come on. The glare. I don't want you to focus on the glare. I want you to focus on the phone. All right, fuck him. Nick Wheeler doesn't have his name set whenever we are 1 day away from games starting. He doesn't have his avatar in there, a team picture, and it's pretty damn embarrassing. And I could say the same thing for Duncan and Kickers Lives Matter. At least he's got his team name in there, but no avatar. Pathetic. And bad karma, I can only assume, will be coming for these 2 teams if that's not remedied by kickoff on Thursday night. You want to complain to me about Taysom Hill, but you can't use 1/4, 1/5, 1/10 of that effort, that hatred and spite. That's all that this was about. It wasn't about logic. It wasn't about what he actually plays. There was none of that being argued. All it was is Nick trying to get even from 3 or 4 years ago, whenever he tried to be a sneaky snake and play Taysom at tight end whenever he was a starting quarterback. All right? Not on my watch, buddy. All right? Get the shit fixed. Official. Subject to fines. Any team that doesn't have an actual picture and an actual team name, both of them, will be fined 5 fab every week if it's not fixed by kickoff. There it is. Done. People say I give out too much bonus fab. Well, guess what? Now I can start taking it away. All right? I can take it away. I can be the bad guy, or I can be the candy man, giving out, hey, 5 fab for you. Hey, 10 fab for you. Hey, 25 fab. Why not, right? That's fun. This isn't fun. I don't want to kick fab away from people for nothing. All right? But I will. I can, and I will. All right? So let's start off here. First game, Curse of the 101, Taylor's Version versus Kickers Lives Matter. Myself versus Duncan, the last 2 horse asses. Thought it very appropriate for us, the 2 of us, to be battling it out week 1. Traditionally, this would have been a rematch between Duncan and Connor, as the 2 that were fighting it out for horse ass. But I kind of like this narrative a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more fun. Right now, Duncan does not have he still hasn't set his lineup from his trade because he hasn't cut somebody. He's waiting to cut somebody, probably to make sure nobody else can pick him up. So really, Duncan throws in any of his other running backs. Probably Jerome Ford would be my assumption. So there's another 16 points for him. So pretty even. I think Duncan is projected like 151 to 150. It's a tight one. It's a tight one, right? Very easily could have been game of the week if Duncan had set his lineup, didn't set his lineup, doesn't have a team picture. I digress. We'll see, man. I mean, I'm getting it out of the way right off the bat. The Dolphin stack that caused me so much joy and so much pain last season to clash with them right off the bat in week one. I'm excited for it. Should be a good challenge. I love that I have a Monday night guy going. I got a Friday night guy going. A lot of Sunday afternoon. I've got one guy in the Sunday morning slate. So I'm excited for it, fired up. I think, Travis Kelce, he's got him going on Thursday. Otherwise, everybody else, he's got Josh Jacobs on Friday. Everybody else is Sunday morning. So Duncan's going to have to just sit there, watch his lead whittle away to hopefully nothing. That being said, I think Duncan does have some good matchups this week. I think I really need CMC to have a monster game, JT to have a monster game, Brock to have a monster game, because obviously I can't play Taysom at the tight end. It's a tight one. But I'm going to give myself a slight edge, just ever so slight, because Duncan doesn't have a team pick. Next year, the rematch of the championship game, right? Swamp Donkeys versus Hawk My Tua. Obviously, Hawk not in the league last year, replacing D-Shade. D-Shade was the champion. The runner-up was in the championship game 2 years in a row. This guy, runner-up back-to-back years, and somehow wants to quit the league for whatever reason. More power to him. Hawk is going to have a baptism by fire. Right? He'll have a baptism by fire coming in against, arguably on paper, the best team going into the season. One of the best teams going into the season. Obviously very risky. He's got the Chiefs stack going on Thursday night. He's going to be at the game. I just have a tough time seeing any world here where Hawk is able to pull out a W. I think Blaine's just got too much talent. It's going to wear him down. Jamari was back at practice today. That's good. That's good. We'll see. He hasn't played in like a month. I don't know. He still might not play. So, we'll go with Blaine in that one. Next here, All You Need Is Love versus Doesn't Contribute, the probably the best team on paper, or second best. Blaine 1A, 1B, I would think, him and Craig. Craig is projected to win 159 to 148. 149 will round up. We'll see Pitts popped up on the injury report. Like that. You like that? Get it? Commission's firing, baby. It's week one. We're firing already. Come on. Got to keep up. Addison apparently is limited as well. Yeesh. He's got options. He's got decent options on his bench to be able to pivot away if need be. But I think just too much talent for Craig coming out of the gates here. Rolling with the rookie wide receiver, sight unseen, starting him. A little risky there, but hey, we'll see. That's some big balls he's got. He's got a young wide receiver group, but they're certainly some talented folks. So we'll go with Craig in that one. I think pretty easily. I don't know if he covers, but I think pretty easily win there. I love seeing these point totals so high too, by the way. This is awesome. Quarterbacks now, in the past, a floor quarterback, you got to have it. You're not going to have a good time for quarterbacks with 20 points right now. That's at least 30, maybe 35, to be honest. Like, if you're not getting at least 30 points out of your quarterbacks now, you're going to have a bad time. If you're not getting, 20 points out of 15 points out of a running back, you're not going to have a good time, right? These first downs, they're going to make a huge impact, I think, on how the league functions and operates going forward. Next here, we got the Stroud boys and the McCockerners. Savoy is projected to win 150 to 145. A lot of green. A lot of green on Savoy's lineup here. It looks like Gibbs is back healthy for JD, though. Devontae's a little questionable. I feel like he's always questionable. Oh, it doesn't appear on the injury report. He's fine. Good. Man. Rolling with A.D. Mitchell. Eesh. I guess I don't know what else you do. Interesting. JD's sneaky. Like I said, JD had a very solid team. He's really got a very well-rounded bench as well. A lot of good upside on that bench. I think I'm going to go with JD to pull the upset. Week 1 upset. We're gonna roll with JD in that one. Next here, Dirty Birds versus Team In Wheels 712. Wonder who invited this guy. A fucking disgrace. This guy is the assistant to the commissioner, right? And to be the last one to make your team name, not even have a team pick, it just shows a wanton disrespect for the league that you're a part of. And I would like it to be known that I stripped Mr. Wheeler's commissioner powers from him today because this is just an affront to justice, is what this is. It's an affront to all that's well and good about this league. And I won't stand for it, and he will not get his commissioner powers reinstated until this is remedied. But not if it, there might be other conditions, but he definitely won't get it until this is fixed. No analysis needed. Plunk and a rout. Big time. 2 big titans. 2 former heavyweights who have been struggling horrifically the last 2 seasons. They have both missed the playoffs the last 2 seasons. These guys have the longest made playoff streak in league history. These 2 guys, in the last 2 years, they've done nothing but piss down their legs. Oh, man, so many people score so many points against me. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo, Nick. All right? Punk's going to rout you. It's not even going to be close. And so, that brings us to our game of the week. Our popcorn chicken, fully cooked, Walmart, freshest guaranteed popcorn chicken game of the week. Breaded form chicken breast patties with rib meat. Anytime I go to Walmart and I see these bad boys, I at least get 2 them. I normally get 2. Last time we went, I got 3. You know what I mean? These damn things are just delicious. Now, only 500 calories per container, not very bad there. A lot of saturated fat, sodium 70%. We're gonna ignore that one. Salt's good for you, right? It keeps you healthy. It preserves you, right? It keeps you fresh. A little bit of carbs. Protein, decent amount, 24 grams, pretty solid there. I think. I'm not really sure. It's got chicken breast. It contains some wheat, of course, with the breading. Some spices, rice flour, gum, Arabic, so Middle Eastern gum. That's pretty sweet. Distributed by Walmart, Bentonville. Return the package for replacement or money back. Interesting. They're hot. It's got a little disclaimer there in the fine print, so be careful there. The Walmart popcorn chicken, the official popcorn chicken of the Bring That Wood Fantasy Football League. Cheers. Yum. I'm about to pop this bad boy in the oven. Not this, of course, but in a pan, in a tin, rather, whatever you call it, for about probably, 4 minutes, about 400 degrees. Crisp these up a little bit. Give it to me. Perfect. Battle of the Bella Vista Boys, right? Not the Bella Vista Bandits. That's Craig and Wilson, but the Bella Vista Boys. Flo's Fury versus the Father Figures, projected to be a barn burner. 150.63 to 150.68. Folks, it doesn't get closer than that. It just doesn't get closer than that. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? Battle of the quarterback here. You got Lamar Jackson versus Dak Prescott. Obviously Lamar is going up against Kansas City on Thursday night. Dak gets Cleveland. I'm kind of worried that Chiefs Ravens game might be a little ugly. Has snoozer potential. It has two pretty good defenses, and I don't know. We'll see. The playoff game was electric. Hopefully, it's like that. The Browns, they stink. They're going to be really bad this year. But I don't know. Dak is maybe going to be out to prove it, stick it to Jerry, make him pay a bunch of money for him. I don't know. He's just a mid quarterback. We're going to go with Lamar. Battle of the running backs. You got Saquon Barkley and DeAndre Swift versus Kenny Walker and Alvin Kamara. Pretty close one here. Pretty close. I think everybody's got a pretty good matchup except Swift. I don't like Swift. We'll go with Ford in that one. Battle of the wide receiver. You got Debo, Mike Evans, and Keenan Allen. Fat ass Keenan Allen. Whew, man, this is where it kind of falls apart for Wilson's team, doesn't it? Maybe he's healthy, maybe he's not. I don't know. Versus, anyway, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Pittman, and Devontae Smith. This one's not even close. This is an extremely, extremely competitive. Like I said, Ford had one of his best drafts he's ever had. This is an extremely competitive wide receiver room. It could push for one of the best wide receiver rooms, definitely top three. I think starting trio, one of the best three in the entire league before the season starts. So we'll go with Ford in that one as well. Battle of the tight end. You got Jake Ferguson and Sammy Laporta. We got to go with my boy, Sammy Lapi. Wish I could have had him. It would have been nice. Would have been real nice. You're going to enjoy him, Wilson. You're going to enjoy him. He's going to regress a little bit probably, but he's going to be pretty good. So we'll go with Wilson on that one. And then Battle of the Flex. Tyler Lockett versus Zamir White. Puke all over myself. I'm not picking either one of these guys, all right? Tyler Lockett's been a skeleton the last 3 years, somehow finding a way to finish as a top 36 wide receiver. And Zamir White, that's that Oakland team, or Las Vegas team, sorry. That's going to be a cluster. That's going to be a cluster of a running back room, I got a feeling. Gross. And the bench, who else do you put in, right? Nobody, really. It's week one, right? You got to roll with your guys. You got to roll with the guys you pick to start, right? You would think, even though I draft the guy in the 5th round, not even going to play him, right? Maybe I will. Maybe. So this one's tough, but I think that the edge at running back and wide receiver is going to be enough to push. I think if Dak can hang in there, if that game with Kansas City is kind of a shitty game and Lamar struggles, I think that's all Ford needs to really edge ahead. So we're going to go with Ford on that one to get off to a 1-0 start. So anyway, that's all I got this week, fellas. Hogs are playing at Oklahoma State Saturday morning. Hopefully it will go the way of whenever we went to BYU a couple years ago. That'd be sick. Would love to see it. I think we got a chance. I think it should be a close competitive game. I could see us maybe losing by 10 or 14 late, potentially. But we'll see. First real test, and I think this is kind of a litmus test to see how the season's going to go. I think if we get blown out, it's going to be a long season. Right? If we hang in there, competitive, win or lose, as long as we kind of hang in there, I think we got some hope. So, anyways, good luck this week, fellas. We made it. Don't do anything crazy over the next 24 hours to miss week one. Should be one of the best week ones I think we've ever had in the NFL. Just gems all over the place. Should be some great games. So excited for it. Looking forward to a great season. Y'all stay safe out there. Good luck this week. As always, Woo Pig.